Hello, friend. Welcome back to my channel. Let's try this again. Okay, so I got the space ready, got the decks ready, right? And then I had a group consciousness step in. So I'm going to read you what I channeled. And this is actually from what I was hearing, the sacred ancestors of Earth. Don't ask, I don't know, but take that if it resonates. This group consciousness, while I didn't get a whole sensing of all of the things, it was really a sense of these are powerful wisdom keepers that wanted to come forward at this time to share with you the message that is relevant for you at this time. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, yeah? From the sacred ancestors of Earth. We are many, we are one. We come to deliver a message to those listening at this time. We cannot stress enough how important it is to trust, underline trust, your inner knowing at this time, as there are those who seek to fool you, to turn you around and confuse you. Your inner knowing does not waver. It is ever clear. It is the ego mind that distorts and discredits that which threatens its perceived safety. This false safety is the illusion that is currently breaking down along with the old systems. You must stay steadfast in your knowing as the waves of chaos attempt to pull you into lower timelines. Destruction of the old is imminent. And trust me, they know this too. Destruction of the old is imminent. And the more you attempt to hold on to these old realities, you will be shown your misalignment. So you may choose the timeline you prefer. Let me say that differently. You will be shown your misalignment, so you may choose the reality you prefer or the timeline you prefer. Be diligent in your efforts to align and attune to the higher frequencies available at this time. For miracles are available to those on the proper frequency, which are plentiful and very, underlined, very fruitful, we assure you. You are here to accomplish that which we could not, and to guide and to guide humanity back to its true nature, which has been defiled. You are here as divine correction, dear one. Steer the needle towards true north to ensure proper alignment and attunement. You are the one you've been waiting for. It is time to step into your divine birthright as a beacon of light and truth shining through the chaos and distortion in these end times. We walk with you. You can call upon us for guidance and remembrance as we hold powerful lessons that need not be repeated as you step into higher timelines. Walk in truth, walk in trust, walk in your power as a sovereign human, reclaiming the earth to restore balance once again. And that's the end of the transmission. And I just want to let that sit. And while we let that kind of simmer and percolate, I wanted to talk about balance. That's what I'm feeling to talk about, is the balance. There's a lot of us, or especially in the spiritual communities, the New Age communities, we're like, restore light. Light's always been here, so is darkness. They've just been imbalanced terribly. That's a gross understatement. We're here to restore balance. Yes, increasing light, increasing truth, increasing transparency and authenticity, right? That which we might associate with truth. However, it's important to remember balance. Light and dark balance each other, just as masculine and feminine balance each other, left and right balance each other. Both extremes balance each other. It's important to remember balance, not the absolute destruction of darkness. That's not going to help anybody. We need balance. Okay, we're going to actually go in and do the thing. I'm going to start with the Sacred Rebels deck. So I want you to just within that message, what rings true for you? What rings most true for you? There's a lot of, seems like there's a lot of doubt and uncertainty of like, is this the time? Is this the thing? Do I do this? Do I do that? A lot of uncertainty kind of getting in the way. And it's really important that we not allow that, the uncertainty to steer us in the ways of getting too in our head, overanalyzing, right? Which is what came in from yesterday, which is interesting from yesterday's reading. Interesting. Yes. So we got seeing the true you. We got seeing the true you. This is interesting because when I'm looking at this picture, she almost looks like she's just looking off and kind of in her head, right? Daydreaming almost. But almost like in a state of wonder. I'm wondering, wanting to do this. Do I do this? Wanting like this internal state of wanting more, right? Being off in that kind of daydreamy land of wanting more, dreaming for more. And in that kind of mental space is where we can get a little lost, or the ego can come in and say, oh, nope, it's not our place. Oh, that's not safe. You don't want to step out in front of that because then you become a target. All of the different things, right? So it almost looks to me like she's getting lost in the doubt. She's getting a little too lost in, at least that's how it's coming through, getting a little too lost in the uncertainty and the doubts. And this card, if it's talking about seeing the true you, and it's 29, so that makes 11, right? Reduce that down. I mean, if we're just talking about 11 is a master number. You're seeing through, and we're talking about, we have lily pads, right? It's really funny because, oh, that's interesting. Ooh, let me show you. Let me show you. She's looking off in the water. She's wondering, is it me? Can I really do this? Am I really the one? But look at all these lily pads. This actually reminds me of lotus, how lotuses can only grow in like mud and like really, thick, swampy, muddy waters, right? There's no lotus, but that's funny. It's funny because there's a teacup. I don't know, can you see it? There's a teacup over here. And it's almost like the real tea is that you are the one. The real tea is that you are the one. You are the one that came here to be a cycle breaker. You are the one to do the things that maybe other people around you aren't doing. You are the one. That's the real tea. And you see, she's not even looking. She's not even looking at that teacup that's all the way up here. She's like almost missing it, right? You got to learn to This actually speaks to the distortions that we were talking about, the distortions of the mind, how uncertainty, it clouds up our judgment, it clouds up our clarity, and it creates a lot of undue distress. But the real tea is that you are the one, my love. You are the one. And it's funny because we got another card that says free from judgment, free to love. And this one, she's looking down the same way. However, she's got a different look on her face. She's smiling. She's happy. There is an inner realization, I am the one. It was me and my own judgments. It was me and my own uncertainties, my own doubts that I created and perhaps were given, right, handed down to me by society, by my ancestry, by culture, by whatever. Perhaps those doubts were given to me by society, but my inner truth is, and she's green, the color of the heart space. She's connecting to our heart. Maybe I did have all those judgments. Maybe all those judgments were placed on me, but that's not my truth, honey. That's not my truth. That's not my truth. That's not your truth. Okay? So I'm going to ask for a clarifier. Anything that wants to source. Thank you, source. Thank you, angels. Thank you, high angels. Thank you, source. I'm going to ask, there's at least, yeah, there's one card. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Exactly in alignment. I can't make this shit up. Harmful influences. There are, yes, like I said, there's light, there's truth. There's also that which wants to keep you from the light, from speaking your truth, from helping others wake up, from being a light that helps humanity and supports humanity in its awakening, in its empowerment, in its reclamation of its sovereignty. So I'm actually hearing bigger levels, bigger devils, yeah? That even though we may ascend, there's still, another level, another type of devil, right? Which really to me just signifies, or it really just explains the balance that happens. You are able to hold more light and see more light. Also, equally as true, you're able to see more darkness. And the important part is that you're able to see it all with equanimity, with neutrality. Being like, oh, that is what it is. That's the light. That is what it is. That's the dark. That's the thing with being able to see these things with neutrality, with a balanced emotional and mental center, and a balanced masculine and feminine, and a balanced, I would say, it's balancing the higher and the lower, right? It's balancing the frequencies and keeping them in perspective rather than them being like this, where they're distorted and they're uneven, right? So we're bringing everything back into balance. So yes, are there harmful influences and stuff out there? Yes. But guess what? It's part of the game. It's part of it's part of what we signed up for here. And if you're embodying more light, guess what? Equally, and most certainly, as importantly, you're able to see the darkness so that you, my dear, my love, can balance that within you and integrate that darkness within you. Because it's all a reflection at the end of the day, right? The other one that we have is divine discipline coming in. Divine discipline. Every thought, every action, every word is a command to the universe. Ooh, we got some throat chakra stuff here. Clearing the things. Pursue your vision with unwavering dedication and focused intention, and you will be unstoppable. So yes, there's these harmful influences, yeah, that want to take you out of things, but you got to remember, it's part of the game, baby. Your divine discipline is going to keep you on track. It's going to keep you on the timelines that you and your soul do in fact want to jump to or move to, or however you want to say that, okay? So let's go ahead and grab a couple of angel cards here as a closing message. And it's funny that we said unwavering, because I believe that was in the message, wasn't that? That was in the message too. Okay, so go ahead and we're just going to call in the high angelics, the high angels. One second. I just want to, there we are. There we are. We're just going to call in the high angelics because we got our angel cards. Ooh, we got this one the other day. Social skills, 3333. Renewal, positivity, confidence, charisma, growth, influence, and inspiration. Very interesting. Very interesting. 3333. We also got 8888, personal power. What were the ancestors talking about? They were talking about walking in our personal power as sovereign human beings. A lot of, actually what I'm hearing to talk about is how humanity is, it has been very disconnected. We've been very disconnected for a very long time, generations, not being in our personal sovereignty, not being in our spiritual sovereignty. And because of that, we have, well, because of the fall, right? We've forgotten who we are. Now is the time to remember personal power. Abundance, prosperity, strength, harmony, confidence, wealth, empowerment, epic romance. What's sticking out to me is harmony. To me, that says balance. Balance between light and dark. Balance like I'm someone that walks the middle path. I don't have an affinity for, I love the light. It's great. I also love the dark because there's a lot of lessons. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot to be learned there. However, I love the middle path because I'm not polarizing. I'm not living in polarity. I'm living in duality. But in my path, as walking the middle path, it's allowed me to be much more neutral. It allowed me to stay in neutrality when everybody else is up in arms, or they're arguing about this or that or whatever have you. It allows me to actually stay in my personal power. Okay? See, we have that. We have 0404, which is slow down. Slow down. We got balance, right? We can't make this shit up. Power, struggle, force, violence, hope, authority, ancestors, restlessness, low vibrations, warning. I'm hearing to read this one. Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake, to avoid any further issues, communicate, and keep healthy boundaries. That's a lot of, there was a sense of what the ancestors said in their message. It's like noticing your surroundings, the people that you're around, that type of vibe. Very interesting. So slow down. It's also, we're also in the retro shade we're going to be in the retro shade of Mercury pretty soon here, because it starts on the 26th, I believe, and usually about a week prior to about a week and a half. And it's funny because I usually feel the effects about those 2 weeks prior, but this time around, I've been feeling it for I've been feeling it for weeks now. the kind of slow down. So slow down. Mercury retrograde is also about is always about review, recalibrate, right? The RE words, review, recalibrate, recapitulate, restore, rejuvenate, whatever it is that you need to slow the F down. There's a message here. Somebody needs to hear. You need to slow down in order. Like, it's almost like this thing of you want to keep going, you want to keep going, you want to keep going. But when you slow down and actually give your time to rest, you give yourself time to rest and restore and rejuvenate, you can actually, after that rest period, you can go even harder, right? Your motivation, your discipline, just top notch, but you gotta give yourself that balance of go, 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 and then rest. Go, 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 rest. You know what I mean? It's got to be a balance here. I'm also hearing longevity. Okay. So we also got 10, 11, take action, hope, new beginnings, fresh start, intentional living, purpose, spiritual growth. This is your call to move forward. The sooner you take the first step, the sooner you'll achieve your goals. Embrace patience and your perseverance will be rewarded. Seize this moment to begin anew, aligning your actions with your true purpose and creating the life you envision. We got 0, 0, 0, 0. That is limitless potential. Transformation, serenity, trust, achievement, release, potential, success, and triumph. This is a powerful reminder that anything is possible. If you can dream it, you have the ability to make it a reality. What someone else has can also be yours. Stay calm and trust that what is meant for you will come your way. Release any tension and embrace relaxation, knowing that your potential is boundless. And then the last one we got is 1717, and that is drama alert, independence, purpose, solitude, growth, healing, and aspiration. Take a few deep breaths and turn your focus inward. You need time to reflect and consider your options. Rely on your inner strength and trust that you're moving in the right direction. What may seem like a pause in activity is simply a natural part of your journey. So it's funny because we have this thing of slow down, rest, pause. And then we have this other one that says take action. Again, take it as it resonates. Take action when it's time to take action. Rest when it's time to take rest. It's not always so black and white, I've found. I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo sun, and sometimes it can be a very black and white thing for me. And what I've learned is it's not always so black and white, basically. I was going to say it's not always so simple, but they were no, it's not that. It is simple. However, that black and white, right? Polarity. We gotta learn to recognize when we're being polarizing. Even myself. Yes, I'm a walker of the middle path, but how do you think I became to be a walker of the middle path? It's because I was so extreme in a lot of areas of my life. And I've had to learn balance through much temperance and tempering those extreme edges, if you will. So just know it's not always so black and white. Take action when it's time. Rest when it's time. It's really simple, right? We don't have to polarize it, but it can be very, very simple. Ooh, interesting. Okay, seeing through the real you. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have big, bold vision. Look at that. Big, bold vision. Yeah, we got a lot of balancing polarities. We're balancing polarities, extreme polarities right now. We got a big, bold vision, right? But on this deck, fear of responsibility, right? So we got big visions. And then we have the fear of what that vision means, right? So we have the big vision, which is the light, And then we have the fear of responsibility, which is the shadow. So remember, this is always about balance. Where is the balance point? And it's a process. If I've learned anything that I want to bring to you, my friend, is that it's a process. I'm one of the most impatient people you will ever meet, probably, or maybe there's more. But I'm the most impatient person I know, and I've had to really learn again with those extremes. I've really had to learn this is part of a process. So this might take years, this might take months. However, we are in an expedited time where time seems to be speeding up, but it's really our experience of time is what's shifting and changing. So remember balance. Where's your balance point? I would even say, yeah, where's your balance point? Where's the point of you that finds balance? And with that, I also want to say peace. Where's the part, or where's the part, point, place within your life? Where are you oriented, where you have peace and balance? That peace is the balance point. Okay, you want to balance everything from that peace point, is what I'm hearing. This is how it's coming through. That's how I'm going to say it. So I think let's do a couple of codes, because these readings, this reading wouldn't be complete without some codes. There are some codes here. Actually, I feel the high angelics coming in with that collective of ancestors. If you don't want to receive, then you want to set that intention that you don't. If you do, set that intention. Either way, it's your choice as a sovereign human, yeah? Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths into that heart space. In breath 1. And exhaling. And again, breathing into the heart. And one more time, breathing into the heart space. Allowing the heart space to lift. Okay. Ikiamato uasara iala amako uasai iamaka oku ua atatatatatatatata. Ikiama akua ia atatatatatatatata amato kuasanate. Iliama ula ia amako uasata asatatatatatatatata. Okwa uka uma uma ha 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 sati satia satia satia. So what's going on is we're doing some energy work in your field. We're helping you release the things that no longer serve. Just clearing the way for bigger revelations to come in order to fully dislodge old, outdated systems in your system. So belief systems. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And let those codes land where they may. If you feel like you need to release through crying, through sneezing, through burp, whatever, let the body do so. And allow yourself to feel at this time, my friend, there's a lot of polarity. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of, let's just say it's shit out there. that whose intention is to pull you from truth, distort truth, or make uncertain, create some kind of doubt, because all it needs to do is create doubt. So at this time, whatever silence, whatever meditation, whatever type of exercise, or whatever it is that you need to do to keep yourself in balance, in coherence between heart and mind, whatever you need to do to keep your frequency high, to keep yourself in a flow state, I highly encourage you to do that. It's something that I have to do, and it's something that I'm finding I have to be even more diligent at, which is one of the words that came through in that message was be diligent. This is about self-mastery. This is becoming ascended masters yet again in this life. Not for glory, right? Glory goes to God. Glory goes to Source. It's for the upliftment of not just humanity, but for all of the cosmos, for all of the multiverse, for all that lives inside of you. It's time for balance to be restored. Okay? I love you. I will see you in the next video. And until then, stay in your truth.